I'm ready to do some math with you today, and you're going to notice that the video looks a little bit different today because I'm coming at you live from Lapine Elementary. So we're going to review a little bit, and then I'm going to teach you a new skill. So the first thing we're going to review is an array, which everybody is so awesome at already. And our array is going to be 4 times 3. So I'm going to show you how to draw an array based on the multiplication equation. So I'm going to draw my rectangle, and I see that I have 4 rows. So I make 4 rows, and then I notice I have 3 columns. So I'm going to make 3 columns, and I notice I'm going to label my number of rows 4, and I'm going to label my number of columns, which is 3. And then I'm going to skip count to find the answer. So I know I have 3 in this row. I have 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. So 4 times 3 is 12. Now we're going to do an equal groups drawing. And I'm going to use the same equation. 4 times 3 equals. And I notice that 4, that is the number of groups. So that first factor is the number of groups I have. And when I do groups, I just make circles. Some of you make a story in your mind about what the groups are. And then my next factor is the number in each group. So I have 3 in each group. And then I'm going to skip count. So I have 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Notice we have 2 different strategies, but we still get the same answer. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12, using different strategies. Our new skill for the day is called missing factors. So sometimes you'll see an equation and you'll have a factor and a product, but you're missing one of the factors. It can also look like this. Or maybe it even looks like this. It could also look like this. So sometimes there's a missing factor in your equation, and we need to find that missing factor to solve the problem. So one way to solve this equation and find the missing factor is to skip count. So I would skip count by 3s until I get to 15. So it would look like this. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Now 15 is your product, it's not your missing factor. So I'm not going to write 15 in there. What I'm going to do instead is count how many times I skip counted. And I skip counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 is the number of times that I counted by 3. So 5 would be our missing factor in this equation. So another way you can solve this is by using a number line and making your jumps of 3, so jumping 3 spaces until you get to 15. So I'm going to start with 0, and I'm going to mark 15 because I know that's where I'm ending. I have to end there because that's our product. But I just don't know how many times I'm making the jump. I know I'm jumping 3 every time, but I don't know how many times I'm going to jump 3 times. So I'm going to start by jumping by 3s. So first one is 3, and then 1, 2, 3, another 3, 1, 2, 3, another 3, and I'm going to keep going until I get to 15. 1, 2, 3, another 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I finally get to 15, and so 15 is not my answer. I need to figure out how many times I made that jump, how many times I jumped by 3, and so I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I made 5 jumps of 3, and it equals 15. So now you see that my missing factor is in a different spot, in a different location in the equation. So usually this is the amount of jumps we took. But since I don't know what this factor is, I'm going to use that as the amount I jump each time. So I'm going to start at 0 again, and I know my product is 18, so I'm going to find 18 on my number line, and I'm going to mark that. And then I'm going to count by 6 each time. So I'm going to count, I know my first one is 6, and I'm going to count 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I go from 6 to 12, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I end up at my target. And so my answer is not 18, my missing factor is not 18. To find my missing factor, I count how many times I made my jump. And I did that 1, 2, and 3 times. Your turn to try these problems with your class.